We're in a training ground here. God could have created us all robots, put us in a perfect world where there was no tendency to go wrong, no option to go wrong. We just would have been right from the start. He didn't do it that way because he wants sons and daughters who prove themselves in the face of huge opposition. Acts 14:22, through much tribulation and evil and difficulty of all sorts, we're destined to enter the kingdom. Isn't that the way you train your Navy SEALs? You might say to those who are being trained to be Navy SEALs, why do they go through the toughest possible training? Because that's the way you train people. And God did the same with us. It would have been too easy and therefore much less effective. And the world is very wicked, so bad that when the flood came, it says that God was actually sorry he'd made man. How stupid, how wicked we human beings are. We just make a mess of everything. There are good people, of course, I understand that, in all sorts of religions. But our tendency to get things wrong is almost incalculable. And it's in that very difficult situation of evil and despair. But we can't blame it on God, nor can we blame it on the devil. We can't say, well, the devil made me do it. Oh, no. We are responsible for resisting the devil, who is like a roaring lion going around looking to see whom he can destroy. That's a very difficult world to be in. So I understand the problem of evil, but I also understand that God allowed that degree of evil even greater as a training ground.
Yeah, it's very tough to say all that, Anthony, as you know, as pastor teachers that we are, when you're trying to console a grieving parent, or you're trying to console a grieving family. Right now, America, the U.S. is going through yet another horrible injustice done on a man by the authorities. So these are matters that are very touchy, and we have to handle with care, and we can't just go in there with a blunt hammer, because when tragedy comes to us very personally, you're in such a fog of despair and anger, and that's where a lot of us lose our faith. So that's why I'm always reminded of the verse that says, he gives and takes away. Blessed be his
the
name.
Alternative.
So
think about the alternative, that you're born into a perfect world with no evil. So what? But the alternative is to be an atheist.
Read Old Testament examples of people of faith, like Hebrews 11 talks about. People were sawed in half. They were cut in half.
True.
People lived in
Manasseh probably was sawn in half.
Yeah, people lived in caves. They lived underground. So we somehow, in the midst of our troubles and tribulations, of our grieving a dead relative, perhaps a child, we have to somehow find that hope and look to those people who suffered perhaps much greater. And especially the author of our salvation, the Lord Jesus, who obviously...
What about the verse in 1 Peter 1:7, which says that all of the trying of your faith, which is like gold, which perishes, although it's refined by fire, the result of that is going to be praise and honor and glory for you. God is fully aware of this. That's not well translated in many translations, but glory and honor and praise are going to be for you Christians when you successfully weather those storms. Atheism is not an option for me.